Every day, somewhere in the world, normal people risk life and limb just getting from A to B. In far-off countries and isolated, forgotten villages, our camera crews follow the journeys of those brave enough to travel on the world's toughest, most dangerous and deadly roads. Buckle up for a hell ride. This is Deadliest Journeys.
The holy city of Deir and its 20,000 inhabitants make their living off the road. Each day, tons of goods are loaded and unloaded from trucks, the only means of transport in the region. The truckers' quarter provides most of the jobs here. The drivers, mechanics and assistants all work here every day in the dust and pollution. The 23-year-old Kamara is a successful businessman. He already owns 2 trucks and is sending out 2 of his best drivers on this deadly road. This truck is loaded to the brim with 2 tons of sugar and is heading for a village in the Chitral Valley. The Lowry Pass begins in the town of Deir in the tribal region of northwest Pakistan. The road is 240 kilometres long and is the only supply route through the mountains to the small villages of the Chitral Valley, which is shared with Afghanistan. He gets going at 7 in the morning. The journey along the Lowry Pass is a serious mission. The 240 kilometre road snakes through the mountains and breathtaking cliff faces. In theory, it should take 1 day to drive, but there are few drivers that can manage that. Dawood, however, is keen to get the trip over with as quickly as possible, despite the danger. He wants to make as many journeys as possible in order to take advantage of the bonuses. So he drives without stopping and spends his life behind the wheel of his truck. Dawood has been a driver for 10 years. The truck is ageless. The odometer has been stuck forever on 776,000 kilometres. The brothers don't care and have pimped their truck inside and out. It now looks like a wild creation fresh out of a Pakistani Mad Max movie. The Lowry Pass keeps throwing problem after problem at the drivers. To help them relax and take their mind off the possible dangers, they toke on the local weed. Now totally stoned, Dawood's condition only adds to the dangers of the road. Drugs are one of the main causes of accidents up here. This is the hardest part of the ascent, an area where the melting snow causes avalanches and landslides almost every day. Within an hour, they will have climbed 1,000 metres to a height of 3 kilometres, a climb that poses a challenge to even a seasoned pro. The truck barely winds up to 10 kilometres an hour on these steep climbs. At 2,800 metres, the lack of oxygen causes drowsiness and concentrating becomes hard work. The smallest movement requires a real effort, and staying awake is a major challenge. But there is still 300 metres to go before the pass and a chance to get some rest.
ته ګوره دا ولانه حصه ختمه شوه ټیک ده اوس دا موږ دویمه حصې ته وړو چترال ټیک ده.
After the battle to reach the top of the mountain, they face a whole new nightmare, the descent.
بس روډ روان دی ټیک ده او اترایانې دي برېک ډېر ایستلي مالول غواړي ګرمېږي پایان بس د دغې وجې نه موږ په قلاره او ډېر تکلیف ډېر سخت موړو دی.
Negotiating the corners is a physical battle. The idea is to get downhill without ever stopping and pray no truck is coming the other way. The melting snow has turned the road into a slippery mud track. Braking too harshly means losing control and a one-way ticket over the edge into the ravine.
زه به څه کم بس ولاړ دم بس رامنې کول په واوره کې نه کېږي ورور چې په کم طرف یې واله وګوره اوس مخکې نه تاوېږي نه وروسته دغه لنډ دی څه پرې وکړو.
The end is in sight, with one more bend and they will be in the Chitral Valley. The road is a lot better here, it's surfaced and protected by the foothills, and it will soon be time for Khalid's driving lesson. But little do they know, a few kilometres along the road, a landslide has made it impossible for them to get any further. The rock slide has created a huge traffic jam in both directions.
دا به تقریبا ورځ نن ورځ کې به ایله وشي دا چې وشي کېدای شي سبا ورځ هم وغواړي.
The side of the mountain is unstable and there is a constant series of rockfalls. Below, risking life and limb, the workers work as quickly as possible to clear the way. A rock breaks loose and hits the front of a tractor. Most of the truckers have been stuck here for days.
او د اوسه پورې چې کوم دی بس دغه د ولاړو د زموږ د حکومت دغه حالات دی نو روټ رالی نه کولاوی بس دا روټ چې لږ کولاو کړی نو ښه په سهولت کې تللی یو روډ پورته خراب دی او بل دلته خراب دی بس دغه پرابلم دی موږ ته.
This town Drosh is renowned throughout the country for its pimped out trucks. The small town is home to one of the most famous truck decorating companies in the country. It's a family business that attracts clients from all over the region. Smeen's family pimp and decorate old beaten up trucks that for the most part date back to the 60s. In the workshop, the finishing touches are being made to this beast of a truck. It requires painstaking detail and a trippy imagination.
نو بس دا خو داسې حساب و چې پخوا د باډۍ د کوهلي حساب و نو هغه خو ساده کار و اوس خو ټول ډیکوریشن شو نو به ساده کار و بس یو تخته نیمه به لګېده.
The truck's owner arrives and it's tradition that he adds the final touch. He has spent the equivalent of 7 months' salary, so with the new truck he hopes he will become a local sex symbol.
دنه دا ټول سیټ دی نو ټول دا سپیکرینګ پکې لګولي په 1200 روپۍ باندې او دا باتۍ مې پکې لګولي ټیپ دی پکې دنه دلته
دا خو دا بغیر پیسو والا کاتی دي
نه مقابله سړی داسې حساب دی که نه لکه یو سړی چې ځان له ښځه کوي وایي ښایسته ښځه واله نو دا حساب دی که نه.
The following morning, on the closed stretch of road, the much anticipated bulldozer arrives. It doesn't take long to clear a path through the rocks. The path through is only temporary, as rocks are constantly sliding from the mountain. The first few truckers brave the rocks, and Dawood and his brother run the gauntlet and continue their journey. Dawood is proud of his brother's work and decides to reward him with the driving lesson from hell.
دا بس دا ګاډي زه کینم چې چالیات
دی خو واسطه کې مجبوري ده.
There's no such thing as a driving school in these parts. The young are taught by their elders with an iron fist. A wrong move gets you more than a cross in a box.
واو دا سنگر ډیر ولګو ځه ډیر ولګو گیر با بیار توار که وار کا گیر بیا موڑ لے صاحب گیر جو ودنا صبره اسے نہ کٹاوے با مور پھر کېدم نا مور دا بوت خپل دی وغه ته دریم لار نه علاج درې کا شترن په ونه سه سیټ درشه په قلاره اخوا درشه مخکې شه کلاش په سیاپ کې را مور خپې دی واغم بریک ونه زه کوزیږم
The guys have finally made it to the Chitral Valley. The 240-kilometre long journey took the best part of 4 days. They now need to unload their truck and get back on the road as soon as possible to make sure they can fit in another round trip before the end of the month. Khaled is disillusioned by what he has seen. The life of a trucker is not what he'd hoped it would be. Chitral is the largest town in the valley, and the basic supplies are stocked in the town before being sold to the villages that dot the mountainside along the frontier with Afghanistan. One of the villages is Parzan, 35 kilometres from Chitral. Sat at almost 3,000 metres, the village is completely hemmed in. Its 1,500 inhabitants have to be totally self-sufficient, living from hunting, farming and raising livestock. The only way to reach Parzan is up a dangerously thin track carved out barely a dozen years ago. Back in Chitral, people surround the central Jeep depot in the early morning, hoping to catch a ride on one of the vehicles heading up to their villages.
$28
28-year-old Haji owns the Jeep that he uses for the drive up to Parzan. He provides a shuttle service for the villages several times a week. This time, an entire family is on board for today's mission along one of the most notorious mountain tracks in the region. Haji loads a ton of goods onto his Jeep. The parents of this girl are happy. After 2 weeks in hospital suffering from fever, the little girl can finally get back home. Space is tight and about 10 passengers are crammed like sardines in the back. Before heading up the mountain, they need to cross the river on a super sketchy, ancient bridge. No one ever thinks about stopping on this thing. After the bridge, the next challenge is to get to the village before nightfall. Spending the night on the mountainside is not even an option, due to freezing nighttime temperatures and rockfalls that could crush the vehicle instantly, killing everyone inside. This man is on his way to the village to pay his respects to a friend who died on this very road.
last year he was dead by the accident. So I need to go there to meet their family, his wife and his sons and his children. The road is terrible. In some parts it is very dangerous, and sometimes it's slipping. The body will be slip and going fall down. So this happened sometimes.
During the day, the temperatures are unbearable, reaching a skin-blistering 40 degrees. An overheated engine needs constant attention. 3 hours into the journey, and the passengers are seriously suffering from the scorching heat. The Tunnel of Death is 10 kilometres of hand-carved passage that runs through the mountain. The roof is unstable and falling rocks are a constant danger. This time the vehicle gets through in one piece, but the relief doesn't last long. At the Tunnel of Death's exit, the river is spilling over, making it impossible to get past. They may be forced to spend the night on the mountainside. Solana's mother is worried sick at the thought of spending the night on the mountainside. But some of the passengers get impatient and have a go at crossing the river by foot. With a river that can't be crossed and a freezing night ahead, Solana's parents can't wait any longer and decide to bail and hike the rest of the way home. Under the blistering sun, the family starts to climb. It will be a 3-hour hike before the family finally reach their village. After this grueling task, the family finally get to their home in one piece. Back at the river, and spirits have lifted, as the water has begun to slowly recede and the guys have narrowly escaped a night stranded on the mountain. Haji's journey has taken 10 hours to cover a measly 35 kilometres, but he's still got a smile on his face, as once again he has escaped death. Later that night, the musicians begin their dirge in honour of the dead. It's in praise to the road that, despite its victims, is the lifeline that links them to the outside world.